Millennium Bridge. It's a real stunner, isn't it? It's probably comparable with Tower Bridge. It's been featured in Harry Potter films and in the Marvel cinematic universe. Everyone knows it. It's one of those great landmarks of London, but it's only 20 years old. The bridge was designed by Foster and Partners, who you'll know their other work, things like the Gherkin and City Hall and Wembley Stadium, very famous architectural practice. And it's a very unusual bridge. It's a suspension bridge, but unlike the Golden Gate Bridge or the Humber Bridge, the suspending cables are either side of the structure behind me. Now, successful as the bridge is today, it still has the nickname of the Wobbly Bridge, and those who've lived in London for 20 years might remember when this thing first opened in the year 2000. It had a distinct wobble to it as people walked across the deck. Now, it's closed for 2 years to fix that problem, and you can still see the dampeners they installed beneath the bridge. And have you ever noticed this? Central London's only funicular railway, or the Millennium Inclinator as it's called. It's a fancy pants lift that takes buggies and wheelchairs from the bridge level down to the riverside, and we can catch it now. Here's a little curiosity beneath the north side of the bridge, this 2-metre tall needle from the Worshipful Company of Scientific Instrument Makers. It was placed here in the Millennium to mark 2,000 years of London history. You can see here there are various points, historic things that happened in the city. It's a little bit previous though, because the city won't be celebrating its 2000th anniversary until the 2040s, but here it is. Oh, and keep an eye out for this information plaque on the east side. It's really out of date. It was installed in the year 2000, and the city skyline looks nothing like what it does today. When you're crossing, look out for these, chewing gum that's been painted by the artist Ben Wilson. They're all across the bridge, hundreds of them. You can't really beat that view, can you? The iconic St Paul's Cathedral behind me, and that side we've got Tate Modern, two of the most important buildings in London, joined by this bridge. One of the odd things about this bridge for me is the way it just peters out on the southern end. It creates a nice switchback so you get those good views of St Paul's. But look at the end of it, it just stops. Now I've got this hunch, at some point in the future they're going to extend this thing, knock a hole in Tate Modern and take that bridge inside the gallery itself. Perhaps there's a future turbine hall commission, who knows. Although the bridge is only a couple of decades old, there have been plans to build a span here for at least 100 years. One of the most unusual would have been a memorial to Princess Diana, proposed in 1997. Now that bridge was a kind of mawkish affair covered with fake turf and trees, the original garden bridge if you like. The plans are actually rather ghastly, and I think what we've got now is much better. One of the things I love most about this bridge though is the sound it makes. It's got a very tactile surface, and if you rub your feet against it in a certain way, it sounds just like a moorhen in mating season, or at least I like to think it does.